have ever held as you. And I don't know what to do. No, I couldn't even try. When the only thing that I somebody my whole life is still instead of you. Now I guess I'm getting over you.
Hello and welcome back to the channel. Today I wanted to talk about something that is a little bit more of a mental game that we have to play with ourselves. And it's based off of a little tidbit of information that I received from a man named Rob Roy McGregor. Now, Rob Roy McGregor was someone that I met and worked with in high school, and he is, or was, the second chair trumpet player for the LA Phil, and he had a tenure there in that position for, I want to say, about 30 years. So he was there for quite a bit of time. Incredible player, very fascinating dude, and he just had a lot of really interesting ways that he looked at the music industry, at performance and all sorts of stuff. I had the opportunity to perform with him when I was in high school. I took some private lessons with him just to kind of glean a little bit of insight into the world of music from him. And something that he said that stuck with me for years and years and years is he said that the only difference between a beginner or an intermediate player or a professional player, an advanced or professional player, is speed. Now, as a kid, my gut reaction is like, yes, I can't play as fast as you. But he said not speed in terms of how fast you're able to play, but how fast you're able to learn and how fast you're able to correct. This is something that I've found is completely 100% true as I've moved through the music industry and worked through everything. Absolutely true. If I sit down with Joe Bonamassa or any guitar player, Tommy Emmanuel, whatever, someone who is absolutely insane at what they do, if I sit down with them and we're given the same piece of music, they will learn it way faster than I will. On the other side, if I sit down with a beginner player and we are given the same piece of music, I will learn it way faster than the beginner, right? Because they have to learn, how do my hands fit around the neck? How hard do I need to press? Okay, it's on the 3rd fret. Well, now I got to count 1, 2, 3. Oh, it's on the 9th fret now. Whatever the issue is, there are so many different issues and things that are second nature to more proficient players than to beginner players, and that are second nature to more advanced players than are to me. It's something that I latched on to as a kid and still now I think about, because I've been in a bunch of different situations where I was not the best player. In high school, I may have been first trumpet and things like that, but there were always people in the groups that I was in that were better than me. There were some guys in the rhythm section of my high school jazz band who, when they were in high school, they could play circles around how I play now. And they have all gone on to do incredible things. One of them is touring, 8 to 10 months out of the year and just absolutely killing it, living his dream, playing with the cream of the crop in terms of artists and bands. And I used to sit there and I used to compare myself to them. And another lesson that everyone needs to learn is that comparison is the thief of joy. But for me, I took that and I realized that I don't need to be the best player. I just need to be able to learn quickly so that if there is something I can't do, I can learn quickly how to do it. Shifted my whole approach to music and my whole approach to learning and my whole approach to playing, because I may not be able to play as fast as Rob Roy McGregor, but I can learn how to play as fast as Rob Roy McGregor. Now, the next question that immediately came to mind when I was that age was, how do I get faster at learning? And unfortunately, some of it is just time, right? Just learning over time will help you get better at learning. It's a practiced art. You got to put in your 10,000 hours. You got to do all the things that we always talk about if we want to get good at an instrument or get good at songwriting or what have you. But there are a couple of things that you can do for yourself right now. The first thing, I've already said, stop comparing yourself to others. Comparison is the thief of joy. Comparison is the thief of progress, right? Gratitude for where you're at will do so much more for your playing and your proficiency than just about anything else. So be grateful for where you're at and stop looking at other people the way I did when I was in high school, and instead focus on what you do well, right? If I spent all my time thinking about what I do wrong, I would never make any money. I would never have a living. I would never have fun. The fact that I focus on what I do well and that I'm hardworking enough to accept where I can't do things, but to work on them and learn how to do them, is what keeps me employed. It's what keeps me going every single day. So that is the first thing that I would say, is stop comparing yourself to others. The next thing that I would say is to slow down your practicing. If you cannot play it slow, then you cannot play it fast. And this goes for even the simplest of chord transitions, right? It goes for the fastest of runs. It goes for the most complicated exercises. Everything about it, if you cannot play it slow, then you cannot play it fast. So take the time to perfect what you can do. Slow is smooth, and smooth is fast. If you take the time to really master your scales or your exercises or your runs or your chord transitions, you will see improvement. And not only will you be able to do the things that you want to do, but you will be able to do them better than most people, because most people don't take that time and that attention to detail. The third and final thing that I believe will help you be faster at learning is to have focused practice. Too many times, I myself and people that I've worked with practice while being distracted. It's like driving while being drunk. If you're never fully present in what you're doing, then you will never fully learn what you're doing. 5 minutes of focused practice is way better than 10 minutes of unfocused practice. So if you can sit down and give yourself those 5 minutes or those 10 minutes, whatever, of practice where your brain is zeroed in on the instrument, or zeroed in on songwriting, or zeroed in on production. You're not thinking about anything else. You're not worried about what you're going to eat. You're not worried about anything. If you have the mental fortitude to be able to just hone in on one thing in your life for 5 to 10 minutes, that one thing will skyrocket. And this is honestly a lesson for life as well, right? If you have a day job, or if you have a family, or if you have a kid, right? If you can focus on that kid for 5 or 10 minutes every single day, that kid will feel so much more appreciated by you than if you were distracted while talking to him for a half hour. It's the same thing with your instrument, with your craft, whatever it is. Focus is important. Moving right along with that, the more that you do that, the easier it will become to focus for longer periods of time. You will see that there's a rhythm that you can get into and that you can move with, and that will begin to help you learn, and you will latch onto things quicker, right? These are all things where if you do them consistently, it's almost like you have to practice how to practice or how to improve, right? You will learn faster because your body will get used to it. Muscle memory will kick in, and it will help you just line up into that smooth, quick learning. Now, these are not all the best ways to practice. There's tons more out there, and if you can think of any, please put them in the comments down below. Let me know what you think. Feel free to like and subscribe as well, so that you can follow along and see how these techniques or tricks have helped me in my journey as a guitarist and as a songwriter and as a producer. Once again, my name is Mac Wright. Thanks so much. We'll see you around.
Won't you show me love?